Good morning and welcome back to the Sunday morning 7 a.m. club. I am so happy that you are here again, not just physically in the room, but energetically present for yourself. Today's theme, we are on week 3 of our 6-week journey, and today's theme is one that I think we all need, especially this time of year. This is the energy detox, right? And you do truly actually need this at this time. And don't worry, we're not going to talk about juice cleanses or lemon water or cayenne pepper, which is what I drink anyway. But we're going to talk about other things that really try to convince you that your life needs fixing, right? That will help you fix your life. How we start our Sunday sets the tone for our entire week. So welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the show dedicated to intentional living and personal growth. I'm Faye Chappell, and on behalf of all of us here at Elevated Living, I invite you to take this time for yourself to find your center and fill up your cup. I'm so glad you're here. The detox we're doing today is internal. It's emotional, it's energetic, it's nervous system focused, okay? So because right now, too many of us are carrying obligations that really aren't ours, right? Emotional labor, perhaps, that maybe drains us, or even expectations that were never ours to meet, right? They were someone else's. Or, it's the holidays, so it might be roles that we didn't choose to do. Maybe you didn't want to host Christmas dinner, right? Or guilt that we really didn't earn. We shouldn't feel guilty, right? Or pressure. This time of year is big on pressure, right? That we never agreed to, but we feel responsible for others people's feelings at this time. So we're going to do a little bit of work today. And I want you to really focus on the moment that your energy returns home to you, where it's supposed to be. So we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to exhale, and we are going to begin. Because here's the truth. The truth is most of us don't need more rest. We need really fewer energy leaks, right? So we need fewer emotional drains, right? Because so many of us are drained to the max, right? So we need to have fewer open tabs in our minds. And I know if you're like me, you have a lot of open tabs on your computer, and you probably have twice as many in your mind, right? We need fewer commitments that pull us away from ourselves, right? And fewer relationships that, where we've become the emotional Wi-Fi router for everyone, right? Is that you, right? Like you have all these relationships and everyone thinks they just come to you to plug in and fix, right? So here's the thing that almost no one tells us. You can't be grounded, and you can't be at peace, and you can't be present. You can't be creative, and you can't be connected. You can't be you. Truly, you can't be you when your energy is scattered, right? It's scattered everywhere except in your own body, right? That's the only place that it's not scattered. And that's a problem, right? It's a problem that we all face. So you have to make sure you understand this, because this is why you feel overstimulated all the time. This is why you feel depleted. This is why you have nothing left at the end of the day, right? And even the small decisions feel big. Everyone that knows me I always tell them, I don't make decisions after 5 because I'm just done, right? So it's not because you're disorganized, because I'm not. It's not because you're weak or because you're failing, right? It's because you are carrying things that you were never meant to carry on your own. And they're weighing you down because you're taking all of this on, right? So for those of you who know Danielle Laporte, she's kind of a badass. And she's got a quote that says, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. And I love that. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. So not a maybe, right? Not a maybe, not a I guess, or not a I should, not they expect me to, so I have to, or not if I don't, someone will be disappointed. Because today we need to reclaim your right to say no without guilt. This is really, really important throughout the holiday season, as you can all imagine. So I want you to take your journals out. If you have them, I hope you do. Take your journals out. Let's do a quick energy leak inventory, okay? So I want you to open your journal. Take a deep breath. Exhale slowly. Today's journaling is about truth telling. So identifying exactly where your energy is going. So I want you to write these prompts. I always call them prompts. They're questions, basically. I want you to answer them honestly. Okay. So number one, where is my energy going that I did not consciously consent to? So I want you to think about tasks. I want you to think about people, about emotional labor, about group chats, about expectations, about roles, right? Where is that energy going that you didn't really say yes to? Maybe it's every year you are the person who has to buy all the presents for the family, or you're the one who has to organize the dinner and organize all the holiday cards and everything else you do, but you didn't consciously say you would do it. It's just a task that you kind of picked up, right? So I want you to ask yourself, where is that? Where is my energy going that I really didn't consent to? Okay, think about that. Remember, stop the recording if you're listening to the recording anytime and answer the questions. So number two is, what obligations drain me the fastest and why? Think about that. That's a really good one. What obligations drain me the fastest and why? So for a lot of us, maybe, for example, you're the one who has to pick out all the presents, but you're not really good at that. So anything that you're not good at or you don't like to do, those are the ones that generally drain you the fastest. Maybe it's cooking and you don't like to cook, but you have to. It's a potluck or everybody brings food or whatever. So, and why? And if it is, for example, if it is that you have to bring baked goods to an event, one of the parties over the holidays, and you know that it drains you. Why? Because you're not that good. So here's what I would say. Go to a bakery and buy it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Go somewhere that you like what they make and make it, because look what's going to happen. You are not going to have that emotionally draining challenge on your brain. You're going to be proud of what you brought, and there's nothing wrong with it. You don't feel any guilt. You can simply say, hey, I'm not that great a baker, but this is my favorite bakery in town, and so I brought it for you. And everyone would appreciate that, okay? Question number 3. If guilt didn't exist, okay? If you didn't feel guilty, what would you walk away from immediately if you didn't feel guilty? This is a really interesting one over the holiday season. So, growing up, Christmas Eve, even after I moved out and had kids, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day was always at my mom's. And I decided finally when the kids were, 2 or 3 or something, I decided that I wanted to create my own tradition on Christmas Eve. And I wanted to stay home and I wanted to not cook because I wanted to enjoy my family. So every Christmas Eve, ever since, and it's been a long time now, we order Chinese food and we sit together and we play games or talk or, watch movies or whatever. But I don't feel guilty. I walked away from something that was making me feel guilty. I felt like we always had to do it because that was the tradition that I grew up in, and realized that I didn't have to. So if guilt didn't exist in your world, what would you walk away from immediately if you could? Think about that, because those are all energy drains. And then number 4, what would you change, right, if you only carried what was actually yours, right? What would change if I only carried what was actually mine? So what would change? Would you have more energy if you only carried the responsibilities that were yours, that you agreed to? You're not taking responsibilities to help so that your kids don't have to, your husband doesn't have to, or your grandparents don't have to, whatever it is. What would change? So if you only carried what you wanted to, would you have a better holiday? Would you be happier? Would you have way more energy? Would you enjoy the moment? So I want you to take some time here, okay? And I want you to really let your truth come out uncensored, right? So I want you to do those questions, take your time. Trust me in this, drink the Kool-Aid. Trust me in this, that in fact, if you answer these questions, you're going to have a much, much nicer holiday, and everyone else will too. So if you haven't answered all the questions, you can stop right now. Or if you're watching me live, then feel free to, excuse me, to go ahead and let's go through the whole thing, or make a mental note that you have to come back and do these questions. Okay? Let me take a sip of my water. Okay, so knowing everything we've done, let's do a little bit of an energetic clearing. So I want you to close your eyes. Stop looking at me, close your eyes, and I want you to place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. We'll do that. Now take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Keep your eyes closed, and I want you to imagine your body surrounded by a soft, glowing light. This light is warm, and it's protective, and it's clear. And in front of you is a giant blank page. Think of a huge page in front of you that's blank. Your energy, pure, simple, uncluttered. That page is your energy, right? Now I want you to imagine every obligation, expectation, any emotional weight that you're carrying, and have it appear as words that float in front of you on that page. You know, things like, I should, they expect me to do this. If I don't, nobody will do it. I don't want to disappoint anyone. Excuse me. I feel responsible. I want you to see each phrase written clearly on that page. Can you see them? Keep your eyes closed. Now gently blow them away. Watch them drift, dissolve, disappear, so that you can start seeing that blank page again. And I want you to quietly say to yourself, what's mine returns. What's not mine releases. Think about that. What's mine returns. What's not mine releases. And I want you to breathe in. And I want you to breathe out. And I want you to picture your energy clean, clear, contained, right? I want you to gather back into your body, into your chest, into your belly, into your hands, into your feet. Feel yourself clean and clear. And I want you to say very quietly to yourself or silently, I call my energy home. You're bringing your energy back to you. And in one more breath, and when you're ready, I want you to open your eyes. And don't you feel better having cleared that all those obligations off your energetic page, right? You are back to being yourself. So let's do a little bit of reset breathing to kind of lock it in. So every week, as you guys know, we do some journaling, right? Questions. We do some meditation. We talk about what we're talking about. And then we try to establish a set in terms of breath work. So breathing technique, very simple, right? It's perfect for moments when you feel overstimulated or drained or energetically scattered, right? It's the 4-4-6 detox breath, right? And this is how it goes very simply, right? As you inhale through your nose for 4, imagine pulling your energy inward. Hold it for 4. I'm going to stabilize your center as you're holding it. And then you're going to exhale through your mouth for 6, and you're going to release what isn't yours, okay? For 6. So let's practice that. Ready? Inhaling for 4 through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhaling through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do that again. Ready? Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Keep going. Inhaling for 4. holding for 4, and exhaling for 6. Through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going. Let that exhale be a surrender, okay? Not a force. Let it leave your body gently, okay? We are setting ourselves up to detox our body as we are moving through all of these. So I want you to really focus on these. You can go to the 4-4-6 anytime. Any of the breath work that you've tried in the last couple months that you've been following me, I want you to, whatever makes you feel right, I want you to go to that one, okay? And I want you to just remember focusing on small little movements in your body to connect everything, right? So we are trying to reclaim our energy and reclaim our space, right? So we want to move in a way that symbolizes reclaiming your space. And that is anything you want. So you can do, for example, side body openers. So if you stretch your arms overhead and you inhale, and you can exhale and you can reach to the right or the left. So either way, and then go up and then exhale, inhale the other way, right? And exhale. So whatever makes you want to stretch, what you're wanting to do is make room in your rib cage, right? You want to make room so that you have this energetic boundary. Anything that makes you stretch and reclaim your space. So we're doing the opposite of staying small, right? So when we're staying small, we're in this little space. We want you to expand your rib cage, reach your arms out, whatever feels right for you. So, for example, you can do a heart expansion. You can interlace your hands behind you and then lift your chest gently up, and you can feel your heart open without giving your power away. You still feel really powerful. Heart openers, heart expansions, you do a lot in yoga. So remember, we're always trying to open our heart and our rib cage, right? So we are owning that space, which is energetically is the same as owning our energy, okay? And then again, you can do twists to release any emotional debris or anything that's stored in your spine. So twists are great as you reach all the way forward and around the side. You can feel yourself being able to brush off anything that's bothering you, that's holding you back, right? So do some twists, do some heart openers, just move. You can put on music, you can move, whatever, but what I want you to focus on when you're moving today is opening up, giving yourself expansion, because you are trying to regain your energy, right? You're moving away from everything that's holding you back. And then we always end any movement with our seated stillness, right? So you can do your hand on your heart again, hand on your belly, and you can just feel the calm you've created by just tiny little gentle movements. That's why we're not doing a whole yoga class here, right? We just want you to understand how your thoughts through journaling and discussing, and then moving into breath work and meditation and a little bit of movement, that's all connecting to the same positive piece that we're talking about today. So we're just trying to really drill that in and make sure that we understand it. And you can move a little further and take a calm, like we've talked about calm tea rituals, right? We talk about nourishing. Nourishing is important. Every single week there's something that you can do to have something help your body along. So choose a tea, whether it's a chamomile or a lavender, or today I'm drinking lemon balm. So I'm drinking lemon balm, passion flower, mint, whatever. These herbs, the ones I just suggested, they actually calm your nervous system. They actually reduce inflammation, and they help your body shift from essentially what's urgent to clarity, right? Give you a little peace. So this week, make yourself a warm tea just once a day as a signal to your nervous system that you are safe and we need to slow down. So at night, for example, not even at late at night, but at right after dinner around 7:00, I always make a chamomile tea. That's my tea for the evening. And that signals to me that it's time to slow down. It's time to rest for the evening. if that's where I am. I don't drink it if I'm going out that night, right? And lemon balm, it gives me the same effect. I drink lemon balm every single afternoon. And every time I take a sip, it's a reminder for me to slow down, think, and do what's important for me today. But most important is to look after myself. So this week, challenge is in one sentence, but it's a powerful one. Okay. So every morning, I want you to write, is this mine? Is this mine? It's a really simple one. And I want you to use that line when you feel guilty or when you feel overwhelmed or when you feel responsible for things that drain you, right? Or if your energy feels scattered. And if the answer is no, it's not mine, let it go, because your energy is sacred. And when you begin to reclaim it, you begin to reclaim the rest of your life, right? So you want to make sure that you acknowledge it, right? And you say to yourself, you are reclaiming things for yourself. So it's really simple. It's a very simple challenge this week. Is this mine? Okay. So thank you for being here. I'll see you next week as we go to the next section in our 6-part series. Can't wait to see you, but make sure you do your homework. And with that, our time together comes to a close. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Take that feeling of this space with you and let it guide your actions and reactions this week. I'm Faye Chappell on behalf of everyone here at Elevated Living. I'm wishing you a week of profound peace and clarity. This episode was produced by the City Media.